Hello there, welcome to Genessis-Models. My name's Bobby Waldron and this is the Genessis-Models show, February 2015. Now what we've got coming up in the show, we're going to be taking a look at Airfix's new NAT 140 ape scale. We're going to be having a nice product review of Mig Jimenez's ammo paint range. We're also going to be announcing what's going to be the next group build here at Genessis-Models after our F4 Phantom group build came to an end. I'm going to show you a few things with the new cameras, macro lenses, lighting, all those kind of things. We're also going to be showing you what video builds are going to be coming up for February, as well as January competition winner, as well as the February new competition for 2015. So let's get started with the show, and I'd just like to say that if you didn't watch our F4 Phantom group build special show, you know, there was some fantastic work in there, and congratulations to all of you who took part, as well as all those who won. So congratulations to Brindledonk for coming first place. For the most original, we had Jason Gaspard as our most original. Nice fantastic piece there, and we also had VDBO76 for our best newcomer. So congratulations to you three. Just to give you a little bit of an update, still waiting on the trophies to be engraved, but they should be done very soon, so you know, maybe the first or the second I'll be shipping them out to you. I do believe one of you's from the US, so you probably might have to wait like 2 weeks for that to get to you, but congratulations, they will be on their way very soon. Next thing as well, spent a bit of money on a few new features for like cameras and everything. One you might be noticing now, we have you know, a bunch more new lighting to really sort of liven and brighten things up quite nicely there. Another thing is as well, we've I finally, you know, bit the bullet and brought a second camera, so we've now got that second camera angle finally, which you will be seeing. I do believe the N4, you should be start seeing that coming in the second camera angle, as well as the F15. You'll start seeing that. You'll start seeing them nicely filter through, as well as episode, I do believe it is episode 4 of the HMS Victory, that has the second camera angle in there as well. So you know, it's nice to kind of finally sort of get that in there, and it's proven to be quite cool actually, because you know, whenever it's sort of like I'm doing a bit of film and I'm getting a bit close and I might just slightly go off camera a bit, you know, that second camera angle is a nice backup to just keep everything on camera. So hopefully you're going to enjoy that new feature as well. The next new feature as well is I've brought a few things that kind of upgrades our original camera to really get in close with some macro shots. So let's just take a look at how close we can get now. So hopefully, as you can see, we have just a bit of Edard stuff going on here, a nice resin wheel, and this is zooming in with our new macro lens, and as you can see, we're really getting close, and then it just gets absolutely ridiculous, and you know, it's just, yeah, as you can see, you know, we don't even need to get that close. And then you'll see in a bit I'll be putting like a pin on there just to kind of show you, and I mean, at this kind of scale it does take a little bit to focus, but as you can see, that's just ridiculous. That is the end, the pin of a needle, and you can just see a bit of dried up PVA glue on the end of the needle as well, which is quite amazing. So hopefully, you know, that is going to be a nice new feature that we're going to be bringing in with the whole camera stuff, and you'll see actually later on in the show me actually putting that into effect on an inbox review of Airfix's NAT. So you know, for all you manufacturers out there, you know, we're really going to put your models to the test by really getting in close and really seeing that detail, as well as decals and everything. You know, we can actually zoom in on that writing, that tiny writing you can't see. We're going to zoom right in and see if we can actually read it. So hopefully that is going to bring you closer to inbox reviews for one, and then also builds, if we're doing some tiny photo etch stuff, you know, we can really get close with that as well. Now, I mean, it does take a bit of setting up, so it's not going to be something that I can just zoom in and just go for it, you know. It's turn the camera off and then set it all up, so you know, it's not going to be like used all the time. But you know what, you don't really need to get that close all the time, so hopefully, you know, a nice new feature there for you. Now, the other thing is as well, I've been just hanging around on some Google Plus and just messing around with Chris and Alex's kind of model channel going on there, and it's really cool actually. You just basically, you jump in with your webcam and just start building something, and you can see everyone else who's in that that hangout building their stuff, and you can talk to them, and it's just a right laugh, and you just nicely casually build your model. And I've been jumping in there, and I just thought I'd throw it out to you that, you know, if you've got any questions and answers, you know, we're going to be having some nice live feeds there of us just hanging out and building models. Now, it's not really set in stone, but it's normally something like every Friday and Saturday maybe, about 7 till whatever hours in the morning. You know, Chris and Alex goes on and does that, but you're probably best going to their Google Plus channel and finding out exactly when the times will be. But it's sort of on a weekly basis on the Friday or Saturday nights, and it's normally a 7 o'clock start. So hopefully you guys will sort of get in there with a nice added extra and sort of, you know, watch them, and you know, if I turn up, you know, you can get some questions and answers from me as well. So you know, another nice new feature there as well. So what we're going to do now, continuing with the show, we're going to take a look at Airfix's 1/48 scale new tooling of their T1 Nat by the Red Arrows. Hello there, welcome to Genessis-Models. My name's Bobby Waldron, and in this video we're gonna be having a nice inbox review of Airfix's 1/48 scale Red Arrows Nat T1, basically T1 trainer. Really nice looking kit actually. It's made by Airfix. It's a new tool, so it's brand spanking new, you know, no reboxing. It also costs about RRP £16.99, so it's under £20, so you know, quite a cheap kit, 1/48 scale new tool. So let's have a look inside. The box art, as you can see, you saw me at the start, I got it the wrong way around. I don't know, just it looks nice, but I don't know, upside down, well, you know, it's just the box art, but not bad. So moving along, we jump straight into the instructions. Now, the instructions, we've got lots of different languages going on here, and then we have a nice couple of facts about the aircraft, and we're starting to see Airfix put their instructions in colour, which is rather nice to see them advancing and updating their stuff and making things better and better. We do have the Airfix Club, and we do have the decals here, which we may as well just have a nice quick look at these decals. So let's bring you in as far as we can. Right, now as you can see, they do look nicely colourful. They do seem to have a matte but maybe slightly satin finish going on there, and although it doesn't actually say on the decal sheet itself, they are printed by cartographers, so we know these decals are gonna be top notch decals. So as you can see, looking rather good there, and we do have the instrument display panels and the dials and stuff, which is nice to see, to have that option if you so wish. Moving along with the instructions, if we just bring you back out, a nice sort of new feature I'm seeing here from Airfix is their instructions. I mean, it's still kind of, I mean, it's sort of standard quality paper, matte, but their pictures seem to be going all nicely 3D and all this kind of stuff, plus they're starting to add colour, so as you can see where the pieces actually go, just like Ed does, which is rather nice, and nice to see them sort of starting to add this sort of stuff. Now, as you can see, we have, you know, start off with simple cockpit and two-seater ejector seats going on there. Moving along, we do have this sort of shall we say, you've got your fuselage section, but then we're sort of adding pieces to the fuselage section, as you can just see there, which does kind of give you more chance of making gaps, basically. So the fuselage section isn't one whole. The air intakes, they don't look too bad. You do have the nice option of having the nose open or closed if you wish, which is a nice little extra going on there. Going through the instructions, the top of the wing section is one big piece, a bit like the Harrier by Hasegawa, and as you can see, you know, pretty standard. But then you also do have more options of flaps up and down, which is also good. Usual landing gear can go up and down. Oh, and that's nice, they've got the I forgot what that was called, but they spray out all the smoke. That's quite nice, because they didn't have it on the Hawk T1 trainer. And then the canopy, you can have it up or down, but you do get two canopies, one for if you're having it up and one for if you're having it down. So not bad for a little trainer. Then we have markings, which, you know, it's all, you know, your nice signal red going on there, with decal options there. But then you've also got another one with slightly different decals as well. So two different options there for the decaling. Right, so let's move along with the actual kit. Well, first off, we have actually got the canopy. Right, so let's bring you in. Right, now the canopy, hopefully as you can see, is looking rather nice and shiny and quite crisp. We've got no none of that nasty cobweb effect going on there, but, you know, Airfix, I don't know if you can see it, but it might be hard to see it on camera, but there is like that ripple effect. It is rather hard to see. You've got to get it a right angle, but there is a bit of a rippling effect just in there a little bit, but it's not that bad. It really isn't like terrible, but I just thought I'd note that. So really good canopy, which I'm glad to see from Airfix, because they can be, Airfix, a little bit lacking with their canopy, so it's good to see that has been sorted. Right, then we have one big bag here, which has the rest of the screws in. You know, good quality bag, but, you know, you've got all the screws in here, so potential problem of, you know, some sort of rubbing going on in the box. And we have three grey plastic sprues. The sprues, you know, seem nice, good standard sprues. So let's just start with this one. Right, now this, if we bring you in, we'll just show you the actual fuselage section. As you can see, we've got to glue these two pieces. So here we are now to get some really close detail on this kit. So let's just bring you in on our instrument display panels. Hopefully, as you can see there, it doesn't look that brilliant. It does look like they're sort of real sort of old school kind of kits, kind of display panel going on there. Here's the second one. As you can see, you know, it is quite old school, and you're probably going to want to at least probably put the decals down to aftermarket parts, or just to, you know, put the pilot in there and, you know, close the canopy or something like that. So, you know, that's a bit of close detail there. On the next sprue, I just wanted to sort of get you in closer on what the surface detail does look like on this kit. Just let it focus. There we go. As you can see, it is very, very crisp, and you know, it does look quite deep, if you can see what I mean, but we've got no rivet detail And there you go, there's a nice close-up for you to see for yourself the kind of surface detail that's on this kit. We've got our little back spine of the fuselage here. It is very neat, very tidy, and very, very crisp, as you can see. What else have we got? Moving around now to the actual tub, our cockpit tub. Hopefully, as you can see there, we've got you know, it's you know, nice and average cockpit detail going on just inside there. So let it focus, because we're getting in really close with this. Hopefully, as you can see, you know, it's not bad, it's not bad. Then we have our pilot. If we can just, hold on, let's bring you back a bit so I can find him. There we go, there's our pilot. To get a closer look up to our pilot, let's just bring you in. There we go. Hopefully what you're seeing there, you know, is all the detail of our pilot. As I say, it probably seems a bit smaller out of scale, but you know, it's going to look nice anyway. A little bit more detail as well. You know, this is the detail that you get in the nose area. As you can see, you know, probably a bit of scratch building there, and that would look actually rather good. Bit of wheel well detail just here as well. Focus in, there we go. And then just a quick look at decals, just to see the actual decals version for our instrument display panel. Bring you in a bit more closer, I think. There we go. Hopefully, there you go, nicely blown up there for you to look at the detail. You know, I mean, this is getting really close, so you know, you've got to kind of give it a bit of credit. But yeah, you know, that would look nice. It's just what's on the actual, in the plastic side of things, I don't think is that good. Here's the other instrument display panel, and just to kind of show you how good these decals are, if we can just, you know, here's a nice bit of close-up of some writing. You know, you can read that rather nicely, and that is, you know, rather small. We're actually really sort of zoomed in, magnified in there, as you can see. Just bring you out, that is, you know, rather small writing, but if we bring you right in, you can read that rather nicely. Even like we got some emblems here, you know, they're looking really nicely detailed, and that's getting in. So that was Fix's 1/48 scale NAT. Now, sorry to cut that short, but as usual, the full release will be in one of the Friday news updates coming for February. And actually, on the subject of this kit, this is actually the kit that I've picked for the hangouts at Chris and Alex's models hangout thing they've got going on there. So this is what I'm going to be sort of like building in there, and have been building on a little test hangout. So you know, get over there and you can see me actually build this as well, which, to be honest with you, now I've started sort of building it, I did really knock the instrument display panel, but actually once you put those decals on, it didn't actually look that bad actually. So you know, it just goes to show the difference between an inbox review and actually building the kits. So that is our NAT there. Now next up we have, you know, what builds are coming for February. Well, as you know, we've got the HMS Victory episode 4 coming. Now with that one, we start to get the actual start putting down the decks for you know, the HMS Victory, which is rather cool to start, you know, to go from doing, you know, constantly doing all them ribs, to put those decks down should be quite cool. We also spray up the launch a bit as well, which I did find it a bit hard to kind of try and find a nice yellow ochre, but I did go off somewhere over there using Vallejo's model colour range to get that yellow ochre, because it's rather a nice colour from the model colour. Next as well, we also have the F-15. That's coming along rather nicely as well. We're just nicely working through the cockpit and painting it, spraying it, weathering it up, which, by the way, I mean, you'll find out about the ammo range later on, but I'm using that to sort of weather that up as well. The M4, you know, what you're going to find out later on in the show is I've gone off and I've brought a load of ammo products, which you know, I brought them specifically for the M4. I even brought some of their paint specifically for their modulation effects. But you know, I've got all went off and brought a load of washes and the filters and everything, because I've only really used the MiG Productions weathering for like armoured vehicles, and I kind of thought, you know what, Mig Jimenez is, you know, a bit of the porn star of armoured vehicle weathering tanks and everything. So I thought, you know, we'll give his stuff a try, and you know, it does really look nice. So you know, I hope you're going to sort of like wet your lips for what's going to be coming with the M4 and all that ammo paint range. As well as that, we've also got the MiG-21, which, you know, we're working through doing a 4-stage camo with the can paints as well. So you know, we're giving them a good run for their money, and I'm probably going to go off and weather that in an armoured vehicle style using all those ammo products as well. So it would be interesting to see, you know, can we do things like filters and all those kind of weathering techniques that you do on tanks and put it onto this MiG-21, because they can get rather dirty, and I thought, you know, it's a good opportunity to see how far we can push it. So that is the videos that are going to be coming up throughout February on the usual Friday news updates. So next up, we're going to actually now take a look at a product review of the Mig Jimenez's ammo paint range. Hello there, welcome to Genessis-Models. My name's Bobby Waldron, and in this little video here we're going to be having a product review of Mig Jimenez's new ammo paint range. Now, Mig Jimenez is quite a popular armoured vehicle modeler, and he does lots and lots of stuff to do with washes and filters and paints and pigments, you know, anything to do with modelling armoured vehicles and weathering side of things. Now, their paint range, right, I've got their catalogue just here, right, and just looking through their paint range, they have about 120 paints altogether in this paint range. But I do believe, you know, if you want to get the ammo paint range, let's just say they're a little bit more specialised than your average manufacturer like Tamiya and all them kind of paint ranges. And I say that because, I mean, looking at their paint range and what colours they have to offer, well, first off, you know, they're focusing on armoured vehicles for a start, and then the second thing is as well is Mig Jimenez, he really likes his modulation effects. So if you like doing the whole modulation effect style painting, you know, and you like doing armoured vehicles, you know, this is probably the paint range for you, but it's very specialised in that. Now, when I talk about the modulation, for example, olive drab. Now, that colour olive drab has 6 different versions of olive drab to do your whole modulation effect. They have the olive drab shadow, dark base, light base, highlights and shine. You know, that's 6 colours for, you know, 6 spots of paints for 1 colour. So, you know, you are going to be sort of spending more, but then you're going to have all these colours on hand specifically for doing modulations, which is rather cool, compared to, say, you aircraft guys. You know, you go off and you use 1 colour, add a bit of white for bleaching, add a bit of black for post shading, you know, and that's it. Whereas, as I say, you know, 6 colours is quite a lot. So yeah, I do quite like that idea, to be honest with you. But for those of you who are maybe just starting the hobby, you know, you might be better off, you know, if you want to get the ammo range, to maybe just get like olive drab base, you know, and maybe just leave it at that, or maybe one or two, because you don't have to do all 6 modulation colours. You could do easily 4 or even 3 of the modulation colours, so you know, you don't have to go overboard and get the entire range. So the cost of these paints, they're around about the £2 mark ish. You can get the sets, which, you know, you can get maybe about 6 paints in a set, or you can get like a modulation set for yeah, I don't know how much it is, but you don't save anything. You know, how much you pay for a paint singly, you know, times that by how many paints are in, say, a set, and that's how much you pay. You don't really save anything at all. I think you end up paying maybe 1 pence or something more, but then again, it depends where you shop, because they manufacture them in Spain, and I have ordered from the ammo website a few times to get like a bit of these ammo products in, and to be honest with you, their dispatch service is rather good. I know to get it, say, in the UK, I think they do deliver to the USA, you do end up having to pay for like a courier, which does kind of mean you're paying like an extra £10–15 on top. So it really isn't something that you want to go off and buy 1 or 2 paints and then pay £10–15 courier charge. But if you do spend, you know, a fair bit, you know, maybe you spend £100 or something, then it does work out nicely and cheaply, because if you go direct to ammo, the price of everything is like quite a bit cheaper than if you, say, went off to a UK online store. You know, they end up charging a bit more than the RRP, and that's probably down to like getting them imported into the UK or wherever. You know, so you'll have to kind of shop around on the prices, but I do think the actual ammo website, their dispatch service is rather good. I mean, they keep you up to date every step of the way of when it's being packed and dispatched, and then you've got tracking and everything like that. So you know, they are really good in that sense. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to get on the bench, and we're going to spray some of these paints out and see how they come out. So, using our little dummy piece here, F14, we're going to do some spraying just on here. Now, first thing you'll notice with these paints is they look like Vallejo's paints. Give them a good shake, right, and all of a sudden you kind of notice that they've got little ball bearings in there, which is, you know, really fantastic actually, that they've gone off and they've added that little bit of an extra to help, you know, shake these up. Now, you do need to really give these a good shake, right? So no messing about, not a little shake. You've really got to give them a damn good shaking, and the reason for this is this is what makes these ammo paints a bit unique, and that is, I know Vallejo, they say you can pour and spray and that's it, you don't need to fin it. But I do find that when you're doing a bit of spraying with those Vallejo paints, you do really kind of need to thin them down a little bit, because they do dry up rather quickly. However, these ammo paints really are well and truly pour and spray. You know, love it or hate it, you know, that's what they are. You know, for a beginner, you know, this is quite really good actually, because I know a lot of people when they first start, they have a bit of a problem with the whole, you know, guesstimating, you know, a 50-50 mix of paint to thinners, whereas this is just, you know, pour and go, which is rather good. And even for an advanced model, it's quite nice just to pour and go as well anyway. But in saying that, you get 17 mils of paint, and if you're not thinning it, you know, you're kind of using 100% paint, so it's gonna get used up a little bit quicker. Next thing, about 20 psi does it to for this, which I should put it down to. There we go. Now, with these paints, right, what you want to do is you really need to go off and put a nice light coat every time, right? I mean, I teach you to do nice light coats every time, but with these paints you really do need to do it. And I'll just show you why. Well, hopefully it'll work for me on camera, because if we sort of put on, say, a medium coat like so, right, so it's obviously it's looking a lot heavier than this side, right? We let it dry, and what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to kind of speed things up, and I'm just going to build up until we got great coverage. This side being the nice light coats, this side being like medium coats. Right, so now I've put nice coverage for both these sides, but all I've done is sprayed light and medium coats. So let's bring you in and I'll show you the difference. Right, here is the nice light, almost misty coats, and hopefully, as you can see, that is looking quite nice, very smooth. It's got a nice satin, or well, sort of almost satiny finish going on with it, and that is looking actually really nice. I mean, it's not properly dried yet, but I'm just feeling that feels really smooth, you know, exactly what you want from your paints, right? But then here's the problem that some people are having, is they put on, say, a medium coat, right, or even putting a light coat on. You might just do a bit more than a light coat, and you can get this really bad orange peel effect, as you can just see there. So there is Mig Jimenez's ammo paint range. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you want to see the full version, it will be released in full on the usual Friday news update on the Genessis-Models news section on the website. Now next up we are going to announce what is going to be the next group build here at Genessis-Models, which was voted by you, it was proposed by you, and by a large margin the winner was the World War II bomber group build, which really does sound like a nice group build, and a lot of you seem really up for doing a World War II bomber group build. Now the rules are pretty much the same as normal. It will go on for about 6 months. It will start on the 2nd of February 2015, so that is just a couple of days away, and it will end on the 2nd of July 2015, so you've got a nice 6 months to build us a nice great model. Also, couple more rules, you know, same as before. You know, it's a World War II bomber group build, so it is anything that was a World War II bomber, right? It doesn't really matter. Although, you know, don't go off and go, let's build a Spitfire or put some bombs on it. You know, it has to be a dedicated bomber. And actually, reading down that group build proposal, people did mention that dive bombers could also be introduced as well. So yeah, you know, we'll go for anything that was a bomber and a dive bomber, and that's it. Just build it. It can be any scale, any markings, any country. You know, as simple as long as it was a World War II bomber or dive bomber. You know, that is it. The other thing is as well, you know, to enter, you I'll set up some nice new threads up there for you to put in your build diary, which in your build diary you want to be putting at least, you know, one picture for the build stage, spray stage, decal stage, finish stage, and then you want to go off and put into the final reveal section your final pictures ready to be judged by me to see if you're a winner. Now when it comes to the prizes and everything, you know, there's been a bit of nice bit of feedback about what prizes to give out and everything, and the one thing that you lot seem to really like the sound of was some patches. Now the patches, I've managed to get someone who can do it for me. I'm going to come up with some sort of nice patch logo that will say something like Genessis Models World War II bomber group build, you know, and that is something that you all will receive for putting your final reveals into the final reveal sections to be entered. So, you know, everybody is going to win a little something this time for the group build. Then it's the main prizes. Now, as I've already said, I wanted to drop the best newcomer, and I wanted to do that because it really is a bit of a pain to search through and read through all the posts to find out who is actually a newcomer and who is not. You know, it does take a bit of time, and I thought, you know, it's you know, I could just throw in a different category to sort of make up for it, and you know, drop something that is a little hard to judge. So what I've done, I've dropped that best newcomer. I've also dropped the best overall and turned it into the Top Gun. Right, so now we've got Top Gun, which is the best of the best, and you know, we're going to get this nice big trophy to go in the background, which your name will be engraved onto that trophy with all the other Top Guns of all the group builds ever at Genessis-Models. So that will be a nice something to work towards. There's also going to be a second place, a third place, and we're also going to be keeping the most original. I like the most original because I don't judge that on skill, I judge that on your imagination, right? Your ability to come up with something totally original, like dioramas, in-flight displays, you know, you name it, just something to do with a World War II bomber that you just make totally original, right? So hopefully, you know, you'll be trying to get that one, because it is quite fun to see all those different things. So the prizes, well, first off, the most original will be for a 1/35 scale British CVRT FV107 scimitar. Now in this scimitar as well, I did actually go off and buy a few little extras for it, which we have a nice bit of photo etch in there for the exterior and stuff, and I think there's some extra decals in there as well. You'll also get a trophy with your name engraved on it, as well as the standard Genessis-Models polo shirt. So that is the most original. Remember, everyone gets a patch. We then have, for third place, we have the S2F tracker by Kinetics 1/48 scale. Pretty nice big kit there. You know, you'll also get the polo shirt and a trophy, as well as the usual patch. For second place, we're going to be giving away Kinetics C2A Greyhound 1/48 scale by Kinetics. Also a really nice kit, a little bit hard, but it is massive and impressive when you've got it done. I have done this one. You know, as I say, it does look really impressive, and again, you know, the polo shirt and a trophy and a patch. Then we have Top Gun, which I really pulled out a nice expensive one here for Top Gun. Right, what we have Edard's Good Morning Da Nang 1/48 scale F4 Phantom. But what really sort of makes this a prize for you to want to try and get Top Gun, as well as, remember, you get a Top Gun trophy, you get your name put on the Top Gun plaque, you know, a polo shirt and a patch. But also in here is a heap load of goodies. We've got some photo etch for the air brakes. We have some resin wing pylons as well. We have resin wheel wells to go with that by Aries. We have the Aries cockpit as well to go with that. We've even got, which is pretty much a really nice added feature, which is the Alley Cats seamless intakes, you know, to make them all really nice and seamless. And I think that's it. I know there's a bunch of resin in here, but that's what you get with the Da Nang kit anyway, which has like resin exhausts and wheels and those kind of things. So, you know, I think there's like over £100 worth of stuff going in there for the Top Gun. Right, so hopefully you're all going to try and get that. So yeah, on the 2nd of February I'll be opening up the threads so that you can actually start your build diary. Let's put that to one side. So what's up next? Next we're going to be taking a look at who was the winner for January 2015's competition. So for our January 2015 competition, we had the Focke-Wulf 190A5 by Erdard Provi Pack, nice kit, 1/48 scale. And after doing a random number generation program and counting down the thread, I came to Merv the Swerve. So congratulations to you, Merv the Swerve. You are January 2015's competition winner. I'll give you a PM, get your details and ship this out to you free of charge. So if you didn't win it, well, there's always a chance to win for next month. So February's competition is going to be for our JU88C6 1/48 scale by Dragon, and I thought this was a nice appropriate kit to give away because it's a World War II bomber. So you can win this and enter the Genessis-Models group build. So to be in it to win it, as usual, go to the Genessis-Models forum, and all you need to do is go to the competition section, and in there you'll see something like February 2015's competition, and all you got to do is post in there something like count me in or to something to that effect, and you're just simply entered. But please no double posting. So hopefully we'll see a lot of you enter that, and I'll be announcing the winner for that as usual in the March 2015 Genessis-Models show. So sadly we've come to the end of the show, but I really do hope that you're liking the whole new cameras and micros and everything going on there, and the new hangouts that are going to be happening over at Chris's and Alex's model channel there. So until next time, I'm just going to leave you with a nice couple of pictures of all your fantastic work that you've been getting up to here at Genessis-Models on the forum. So until next time, my name is Bobby Waldron, this is the Genessis-Models show, and I hope you've enjoyed.